Week after next, you'll see it. Who you growling at? What? So I always tell people to buy the biggest one. I have fuzz on me already. This, make it stop. Of course, a car drove by and Luther went, oh my gosh, this right here, I can't. Why are you doing that? Just stop. Hi, welcome to Fiber Love Diary. I'm Trish if we haven't met, and if we have met, welcome back. I just had to check in the background. If there was like crazy mess in the background, there is not. So I mentioned this, gosh, a week or two ago. I did not take a wheel to our Rhinebeck trip. We were gone for, I think, a whole week, Monday to Monday. So 8 days. And I didn't take a wheel with me. And when we were in the truck, pulling the camper, I started to feel like I really should have done that. And then I started to think about spinning. I was also thinking about weaving a lot, probably due to being separated from my looms. Just saying. I had this idea of something that I wanted to make on that trip while we were driving to New York. I'm going to start it now. I'm going to spin some of the Toil and Trouble that I got for the shop. I had this custom blended. I designed the blend. I have spun a sample and knit up a little sample of it, and it is so cool. To me, I know we all have different tastes. To me, it is so cool. And I'm going to Corespun it. I've been thinking about this because I want to spin it kind of loosely. And if I use a core, it'll be safer as work. And I'm going to do 5 dents per inch. I had a moment, guys. 5 ends per inch on my heddle, so I need it to be thick. Really, the reason this came about was because I was thinking about the blend. Black BFL with Sari Silk and green Firestar, see the green? And I thought it's a little bit like an art bat, really. It's kind of like an art bat in the form of a strip. I'm feeling itchy to do it, and I don't have any bats that I've made hanging out that are big enough. I'm going to use this cotton slub as a core for the Corespun yarn, and I picked the slub because, well, 2 reasons. I struggle to weave it because it wears on the slubby parts, and it's annoying if you try to use it for warp. I did once, don't do it. And then also because it's like grippier than regular cotton, tightly, you know, ring spun cotton yarn. It's grippier than that. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to spin it on my Ashford Traveler. I actually have her right here. I had to dust her because I have not been using her lately. Poor girl. She might even be noisy. I don't know. The reason I'm using the Ashford is because it's already set up with the jumbo whirl and the jumbo bobbin. It's got the woolly winder on it, so it's really nice for really anything that's gonna be thicker. It's nice for everything, but the thicker especially, because I can go for a little bit longer without having to break off my bobbin. And it's all set up, so I just have to actually put the drive band back on. I've had the drive band off while she was sitting in her little lit cubby back here. So let's get spinning. I'm excited to start this. I've been spinning kind of a lot lately, and having a lot of fun with it. So, and you guys know, art yarn is really not something I spin a ton of, but when I'm moved to spin some art yarn, it's like I've got to do it right now. So let's spin some. Ooh, I thought I'd show you guys. So the drive band is fraying. This is an Ashford drive band. I don't know how old it is. I'm sure it's lived its usefulness life, so don't worry. I have a spare though. I always have a spare somewhere, and a lot of times I just make them out of that linen stuff too that I love for everything. So we may lose a drive band here, and you can see it's all set up with the biggest whirl. I'm gonna be going quite slow. I've got my core sitting right close to me. I like it really close. And then I'm gonna put my basket with my fiber a little bit to the right. I know I hardly ever spin art yarn. It's just not generally something that I use a ton of because I struggle, that's the problem. I struggle with what to do with it. So I want the core to be like right in front of the orifice so that the yarn of that will just come off easily and won't get hung up. All right, here's how it's looking so far. I'm kind of loving it, but wait till I apply it. It's gonna be better. Most sweetest boy in the world. All right, so let's come in close. So this is what my single looks like. It is very thick, which is what I wanted, and also very thick and thin because the next step is plying. So I'm gonna put this on my Lazy Kate, barely fits, and put in a new bobbin. So I'm gonna ply with this wool and cashmere, very fine. I mean, it almost looks like string. I guess yarn is just string, but you can see it's very, very fine. And what I'm gonna do is pull it tight at an angle because I wanna create a really bumpy yarn. So here's its craziness on the bobbin. I'm gonna go actually count the yardage on this to see how I'm doing. All right, so here is the boucle. It is wild, guys. It's wild stuff. It is not my usual. This stuff is so soft. One of the reasons I don't usually do boucle is I don't like how it feels, but this does not feel like that. And then here's the Corespun single. I'm going to use both of these in a project, and it is coming up soon. So I don't know. I know Halloween will be over by the time you see the finished project, but it's still kind of fall colors. Just wild colors, honestly. So I am going to go soak it and full it a little bit. And I'll show you the finished yarn after it's dry in the morning. That water's hot. I'm all done. It's the next day and they're dry, so I thought I would come in close, and then after I look at the footage to edit, I will check, because this is going to be very hard to get a really good depiction of the colors because it's reflecting light, it's absorbing light in parts, like it's gonna be hard to do. But I'm in natural light right now. The window is facing me. See, it's reflecting so much light. I guess because of that green fire star. It is so freaking cool though. And you guys, I am not an art yarn person, and I honestly don't love Corespun a lot of the time. But I love this. This is the boucle-ish. So you might wonder why I use that term. I do not believe that this is technically a traditional boucle. It's just like got boucle characteristics. I love this too, and I do have plans for these. I am gonna put these in a project very soon. I hope the week after next you'll see it. It did turn out actually a little bit better than I expected. I fold it, which in this case means that I soaked it in super hot water, and while it was still very hot, I rolled it in a towel, took it outside where it was quite cool, maybe in the 40s Fahrenheit, and like literally beat the living crap out of it on some chairs on my deck. We have these like metal latticey looking chairs, and I hit it against the back of the chair. So it did full to a degree that I am very happy with, and it kind of calms down some of the like puffy parts of it, which is what I want. So it's perfect for what I'm going to use it for. I'm sure you guys can guess, but I'm very excited. Each of these was a full bobbin of Corespun singles. I hesitate to call that a single because it's really not a real single, but it was a full bobbin of the first time Corespinning, let's put it that way. During the plying on this one, the one that is more like boucle, it took more than one bobbin to do, because that makes it like take up more space, because it adds dead air space amongst the swirls. This ended up being more than one bobbin plied, but it is 68 yards. And then this one, because I didn't ply it, the plying when you do this shortens it, because when you turn it into that kind of swirl shape, it pulls it, of course, just like curly hair. This one I did not do that, and it was 126 yards. So I ended up with like just a shade under 200 yards, plenty for what I need, and I'm pretty excited about it. So I hope you will come back and see the project. Very happy, can't wait. I am gonna have another very busy week. I am so thankful for how busy these weeks have been, because it means there's a lot going on, and most of it's good. So, you know, hard to be mad about that. Really thinking about things and making decisions, kind of looking at 2023 and the end of this year. I pretty much know already what's going on with that. So I just want to tell you guys that if you are here for it and you are hanging out for the journey, thank you. If you are hanging out because you're getting something out of these videos as far as help, inspiration, friendship, companionship, crafting company. Thanks, that's awesome. If you're trying to get something else, I can't imagine what that would be, but good luck, because that's pretty much all we have here. I hope you have a great week. I will be seeing you for other videos and lives and Lord knows what on Instagram, on TikTok probably. I have to decide where I'm going to put my energy. I've been thinking about that a ton lately. I only have so much energy, and I am needing right now to spend some taking care of myself, meaning like exercise, walking. Louie and I have been walking outside all week, and John came with us once, and I've been trying to really think hard about where my energy can go as the only person that runs this business. I could hire part-time packing help, but my shop is not busy enough to need it. If my shop ever gets busy enough to need it, that is the first help besides an editor that I would hire. I literally just took 5 minutes going on and on about what's going on with other things, but we're going to talk about that in the next video. So I love you, and I hope you have a great week. Well, I hope it's a very creative and fun week, and I will see you soon. Thanks. I love you. Bye.